writers, by the way, love clever wordplay. And it can create problems when your value proposition needs more explanation than what you can pull off with a clever headline.
This video is brought to you by Conversion Copywriting's Lead Gen Level Up Bundle. Flood your pipeline with leads and end lead generation guesswork. Available now at conversioncopywriting.com.
So, Rob, there's a bit of a debate among writers and copywriters and marketers over the idea of writing in a clear way or writing in a clever way. I'd love your insights on whether you should be clear or clever.
Well, it's a great question, right? So first, why be clever? Number one, it adds personality to what you're trying to say. It can create some curiosity and interest with what you're communicating to your customer. It can add emotion, which is really important because so many sales are done on an emotional basis, even when we think about them rationally. And it's the kind of thing that you often see in brand advertising, the kind of ads that you'll see at the Super Bowl or the Academy Awards, that kind of thing. Yeah. Writers, by the way, love clever wordplay. We like words. We like to sort of organize them in new and unique ways, and alliteration, even puns. And so we sort of sometimes want to default to that. Unfortunately, that results maybe in a little bit of dad humor, the kind of jokes that your dad will tell you. And it can create problems when your value proposition needs more explanation than what you can pull off with a clever headline. So then maybe why should you be clear? Number one, because it's really easy to communicate a value proposition with clear copy. It often can zero in on the pain that your product solves for the customer. And it's the kind of thing that you often see on sales pages or conversion-oriented copy. The flip side of that, though, is that it can be really boring and it can look really, really salesy if it's not done right. So my favorite example of a headline or a tagline that's both clever and clear is for NyQuil. The headline or the tagline is the nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, so you can rest medicine, right? Very clever, not alliteration, but repetition of these symptoms along with a very clear benefit. An example of what not to do is a banner ad I recently saw for IBM's Watson, their artificial intelligence product that they're launching and trying to sell. And it was simply this: welcome to the cognitive age. What in the heck does that even mean? It's way too clear, right? Way too clever, and it doesn't communicate anything.
Yeah, and I think it thinks it's clear too.
Exactly.
Right? Because it's only a few words and it's not fluffy or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. A really good example of that I've pulled from the Copyhackers book on persuasion is the test that Copyhackers ran for Likebright. It's a matching service based off of Facebook. And the headline that Copyhackers wrote for it was "Friends don't let friends date strangers," which is maybe a little too clever. But when it's paired with a subhead that was very clear, the subhead was "Likebright is the smart, private way to find love in your friends' Facebook circles." It sort of matches that fun element of the clever with the very clear value proposition that comes with that subhead. So those are some really good examples of how you can do it. If you're going to be clever, don't obscure the product like the IBM ad. Don't obscure the value proposition. That still has to come through. And don't do cheap puns. If you're going to be clear, don't be boring. Don't use jargon. Make sure that you're using verbs and descriptives that add interest to what your customer is reading. But most importantly, if you can, you want to be both clear and clever.